Ascend to the top floor of the central lift. You must first cut off all the laser energy supply. I cannot tell from here. I can only sense that they're a mage of some power. I'll pull them right from Arteum. What do you need? I'll pull them right from Arteum. What do you need? I sense a strong... I'll pull them right from Arteum. What do you need? That is an Arcanist. I'm surprised any of them survived. Canines have nothing to do with that. Arcanists are rune spellcasters in tune with Apocrypha. They were an aberration of the Second Era, but their powers waned by the time the Tiber War began. They were persecuted as daedric cultists because of their apocryphal powers, and we rarely see any nowadays. I don't think that would work. Can't you take this a bit more seriously? Be careful. You never know what kind of attack an Arcanist will make.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
That was interventionally.
That was spectacular. And with the Arcanist's defeat, the apocryphal erosion has slowed down as well. I checked the body and saw its face, but I could not recognize them. Hermaeus Mora must be hiding their identity. I'm guessing he unpersoned that Arcanist in order for them to face you. It's a devious thing to do. Perhaps the plan was for the Arcanist to eliminate and replace you. Interesting that you could recognize them. Perhaps the quantum vibrations of your prisoner nature nullified apocryphal concealment. I got the blueprints of the internal structure while you were busy. The next area connects the heart to the lower abdomen. There's a large lift there leading to the heart. We'll use it to get from the heart and to the central part of the head. The Numidium's activity history. If I had access to that, I could figure out where and when the Numidium came from. Looks like this information can only be accessed from a higher level control panel. Let's climb higher. I have some good news. The apocryphal erosion has slowed down, and the Numidium's alert level has been lowered too. This should make it much easier to get around. However, that does not mean that all the security has been deactivated. There will still be alarms and traps. Keep your eyes open, and keep pushing forward. This is a Dwemer floodlight. It's a device that detects objects illuminated by the light. It seems that when the floodlight detects foreign objects, it activates various traps and animunculi. You can get past it by simply avoiding the light, or you can find and destroy its power source. Whichever works for you is fine. Didn't you hear what I just said? The light triggers the trap. You don't want to take that risk. Is that so? But for now, it's best to resist whatever urges that brings.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
This looks like a collection of records from the cancelled Dwemer projects. A lot of wild ideas, like an exploration ship to sail the void, building a lunar base, and even a dreaming animunculus. We can always dream, but a world with these projects would doubtlessly be ruled over by the Dwemer. All the other races would likely be consumed for spare parts. You know, you're a complete. All right. I did find a recipe for an emergency treat called Soil and Snow. Looks like the ingredients come from snow elves. Oh, let's just pretend we didn't find this.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
Who's there? Woo!
You might want to watch out for the red light on that floodlight. That's not an alarm system. That floodlight is one of the Dwemer zero-sum devices. It shines a light in the opposite wavelength of the target, which obliterates said target. You're protected by mirror logic, so you won't disappear immediately if you get caught in it. But it still won't prevent you from being separated from time and space. If you get exposed to that light for too long, you'll be lost. You must either hide in the shadows or find its battery and destroy it. This is the result of stagnant contradictions spilling from the time breach. Some call it the pus of Alduin. If we fail here, the dormant Numidium and Alduin will devour the world. So, let's try not to let that happen. Please, whatever the case, the world would be destroyed, and who wins or loses is completely meaningless. What does this mean? Some of the cancelled projects are now running. Ah, the dormant Numidium is calculating a project that should have been cancelled. It's as if it's dreaming. This is the only way I can describe what's happening. The dreaming function should be against the design concept of Numidium in the first place. It shouldn't even be implemented, since the Dwemer philosophy is to deny even the world itself. But if the Numidium dares to dream anyway, then there must be some purpose to it. But what? I really don't know. At the end of this transportation corridor, there's a lift that leads to the heart. We're finally nearing the end of this journey. I erect the spine of joy at the thought of being free of your antics. I feel like I need to be alone for a while. Please do not jinx it. I'm already deciding what to eat at the tavern once this is all over. Only one. You'll pay out of your pocket for any more than one. Are we clear? According to the blueprints, this is where the big lift we're looking for should be. Look at the gears at your feet and in the corners. It has all the characteristics of a Dwemer lift. This is it, I'm sure. I don't see any levers or switches. Let me see if I can operate it from the control panel at the center. Wait here for a moment. Don't lean out of the lift while it's moving. Stay as still as possible. All right, this is definitely the main lift leading to the center of the... I have a bad feeling that something is approaching us at a very high speed. I'll create a magic barrier at the entrance. It'll buy us some time while the lift is powering up. Stay behind me in case something goes wrong. I am not much of a fighter, but be assured that I'm the best among the Psijic at creating wards and barriers. I could defend against an attack of this magnitude for hours. But this magic, it feels like it's decaying. The attacker must be a lich. They stopped attacking. Did they give up? No. This feels different. I take back what I said earlier. They were just measuring the strength of our defenses. They're coming in.
spirit that drives me. I hold a responsibility to you. Yalti, I only want to finish what we started. Yalti, who were you truly?
I'm getting a bit disoriented here, and I hear strange noises. That lich, no wonder he was so powerful. And here I was, so confident about my barrier spell. Yes, you're right. I was trying to stop a legendary mage. I'm lucky to even be alive. This must be the heart of Numidium. This area may seem endless, but I'm sure it's not. There must be some physical limitations to it. You can see the gears in the sky, so this must be only one area inside the Numidium. But I do not recognize the mechanisms required for it or the principles it runs on. This place is also full of zero-sum traps, which is problematic. If you don't want to end up like the Dwemer, it's best not to let your mind wander. See that tower in the distance? I can feel the power radiating from its top and into the sky. Perhaps there is a hole that leads to the upper levels. If I use the force field at the top of that tower, I should be able to create a portal. So let's go there. What are these boxes? It feels like they have a will of their own. These Dwemer boxes should serve as a good foothold. We'll have to use them for traversal. I don't know. I don't want to think about this too much. But it sounds like there are voices coming from inside them. Is that singing?
Wood! Wood!
This place has a great view. Strangely, even the breeze is comfortable here. And that music, is it theirs? Yes, no grass or trees, only music. It raises all kinds of questions, and it's somehow terrifyingly beautiful. Yes, if we are truly in the heart of Numidium, then that tower must contain the Mantella. That's where we have to go. Zurin Arctus created it as a replacement for the heart of Lorcan. Ironically, his own soul is trapped inside the Mantella. As long as the Mantella exists, the Underking is immortal. And the Underking will keep trying to get a hold of Mantella, if only to ensure he can finally die. Yes, at least regarding the events related to the hero of Daggerfall and the warp in the west. Those must have been pulled into this era by the Underking. But it does not explain the other events. There was even an influx of events from Atmora and the interregnum of the Second Era. There is no connection between these. Neither are they at all related to the Numidium. This is where it gets strange. An event due to geographical factors. That could explain the trend of this influx, but not the cause. There must have been something that pulled the Atmoran event into the range of the Numidian effect. But what on Nirn could have attracted the Golden Dragon here? This place is filled with a myriad of tunes, but they're all so quiet. Maybe they're all canceling out each other. Only the sounds that don't match your wavelength remain. If it weren't for you, I'd have unraveled the moment I entered this place. Don't think too hard about it. All I'll say is that it's difficult to keep a physical form in the state of mind that can understand this. We're getting much closer to the tower now, but it's huge. It feels like it's as tall as the Numidium. Perhaps this powerhouse is in some sort of self-contained dimension. Or maybe we just shrunk. I don't think these buildings were meant for habitation. They must have had some other function. Does a Dwemer box contain a heart? But it feels too inorganic. I can sense some semblance of will in them. At least they aren't hostile to us. They seem to be just dancing to the music in this place. Almost innocent and childlike. This won't give us access to the tower's interior. I suppose we'll have to climb it from the outside. It's Numidium's power reactor rather than a true tower. Its interior is very small, but it's also not a structure meant to be entered. The only way up would be by using the Dwemer boxes and the external maintenance lift. I think I'm beginning to understand the meaning of the Dwemer music. The structure of Mundus, souls within a soul. Everything repeating again and again, cascading downwards like water. Did Kagranak seek to reverse the gradient of creation, from the mundane to the divine? But he failed. Finally, we've reached the top, and it looks like the Mantella sits on a pedestal. Please, don't get near it. Because you never know what could happen. Your soul could get trapped. Remember our original mission. Our goal is to banish the Numidium from the present fate line. Don't even think about messing with it instead. Mantella stores a vast amount of energy. If you destroyed it here, the entire western part of Skyrim would be obliterated. And what would you do? Become a ruler of your private little world? Don't be foolish. Numidium is better off gathering dust somewhere out of everyone's reach. We'll use the force field around the Mantella to open a portal. The best place to do so is on the other side of Mantella. Keep going, and if you can, don't let the Dwemer alarms detect you. I've seen this armor before, in the history books. It must have belonged to King Dumac. Only his materialized shadow. There should have been nothing but ashes left. But King Dumac must have had a very strong spirit. It seems to have retained its form. These are hist roots. But why is it taking root inside the Numidium? I'm certain of it. I can hear its voice, but even I, an Argonian, cannot understand the meaning of its words. Unlike with the other hist, I feel no familiarity with this one. Perhaps this hist has gone mad. Don't touch its sap. Sometimes it's better not to understand. If we did, we would have vanished like the Dwemer. Once we get past this area, we'll reach the Numidium's control room. The time breach should be just beyond this point. According to the Rimmen report, Numidium's cockpit was sealed early during its operational experiments and hasn't been unsealed since. There must have been a reason why the Numidium had to be remote-controlled via a special totem. What does this mean? I don't understand. Why are the Hist and the Jills fighting each other? The roots of the Hist are clamping down on the Jill. Why is this? Is it fated to happen like this? But why on Nirn did it spill out here? What drew this event to? No, this isn't the time to think about this. We must close the breach causing this as soon as possible. Let's hurry and get to the cockpit. We've found the breach at last. Our mission is finally over. No, you must do this. That's why I brought you here. The time breach will close on contact with you. Nothing difficult about it. Ha! Don't worry about that. Just close the breach. The Right Master said that the quantum vibrations of your prisoner status will stabilize the event. But to be honest, I have my doubts too. It was the Jills and not us, the Psijic Order, who assigned you this role in the first place. I think they intend to use your actions as a base from which to correct time and inconsistencies. I suppose we could say you are to the Jills what a sewing thread is to a torn cloth. In any case, I think you should be honored, my friend. All you had to do was close the time breach. What else did you touch? Well, let's put it this way. The time breach is closed at last. Looks like the Numidium's data is showing up. Perhaps now we can find out where it came from. This is Akulakan, but it should have been destroyed at the end of the Third Era. Was dac0da involved? Numidium systems are targeting Akulakan for elimination. Does this mean that the Numidium was fighting Akulakan? Strange. None of this adds up. There are no historical records about the confrontation between the Numidium and Akulakan. Did this Numidium come from the time of the Tiber War, but not from the Warp of the West? What's going on? Looks like there's a passenger inside Akulakan. Numidium systems are recognizing them as the Nerevarine. But Nerevarine supposedly destroyed Akulakan at the end of the Third Era. Then why are they now driving it and fighting Numidium? Nerevarine's armor doesn't look like it's from the Third Era. Are they fated to be from another reality? The Numidium was activated in 896 of the Second Era, which is from the Siege of Alinor during the Tiber War. Its history recordings are garbled, probably due to the Numidian effect. But some of them are even older, dating back to the Merethic era. The most recent record is from the Fifth Era. How? Wasn't the Siege of Alinor supposed to be over within 1 hour? I think I got all the information sorted out, but I'm still not convinced. This Numidium is from the time of the Tiber War, where it continued its siege of Alinor all from the Merethic and into the Fifth Era. Then it battled Nerevarine, driving Akulakan in the Fifth Era, and was victorious over them. Currently, the Numidium is dormant. It being in our here and now is probably only due to self-repair. It means that this Numidium arrived in our reality after the destruction of Nirn in the Fifth Era. Its battle with Akulakan must have made a severe fracture in space-time, which is why a part of Numidium ended up here. We've done what we were meant to do. The time breach is already closed, and soon, the Jills will begin censoring these events. The dormant Numidium will be banished from our present and reality. There should be no issues. But I only hope that this is so. The rest is up to the Jills now. This is the Psijic Order signal. Looks like they've finished mending the other time breaches. Soon the Jills will begin censoring what happened here. Each event will be optimized and any discrepancies minimized. When that happens, we'll be reassigned to our appropriate coordinates. So, you and I will part ways for a little while. When the time is restored, meet me at the Solitude Lighthouse. We must discuss some matters for the future.
Dang, here comes the blind god. How are the Jills going to nibble on his butt? I don't know. A half plane that will be gone in the next moment. I don't even remember it anymore. He thinks he's a god. A jealous type who still envies the party, even though he ran from it. But I bet he's just bitter because he didn't get his turn. Any cheesecake? We'll have plenty of jam for tomorrow. Wasn't me. A Jill nibbled on his butt, gnawed on him like a sugar doll. If I hadn't caught him, he'd be in a Jill's stomach now, all cleaned of his past. Oh, I'm sure she'd be endlessly reminiscing about the good times of his childhood and the sweet, sour days of his adolescence. Ooh, milk tea! I'm sure he'd make for a nice cake decoration, but it won't help him now. Better luck next time. This would have been a better reality if I hadn't covered for you. Our friendship is as sticky as cheese fondue. How touching! Not even Polydor and Eloisa can cry enough. What soppiness! Ah, right. I'll give him some energy to talk for a minute. Maybe treat him to a pie in the sky in the end.
Is that you? Run away. Just get out of here. This is the correction performed by the Jills. Soon, they'll devour me, you, and our entire journey. You need to get out of here. The Jills are no longer on our side.
Look at the blind god! He's having a great time! He hasn't been to any parties in a very long time, you know. You don't have to do anything! You've already entertained me enough. I'll give you a special, one-time-only treat today. You can go home through that door growing there. Will I help you, or will I not? Is or is not? Is the cake before you real or fake? Why don't you just eat it? You're not hungry enough to devour like the Jills. No, Jills are still biting down on your friend. His butt would get stuck in the door.
Not much time distortion here. Getting smaller and smaller, too. The Numidium fragments are no longer responding, either. Was this distortion only in passing? What kind of mage are you? I was sure I cast a repelling ward around this perimeter. Ah, so you are. Well, you must be something of an expert there as well. Oh, no offense intended. I am a little prejudiced when it comes to rural schools in places where magic is frowned upon. Let me erect the spine of apology if I've caused any offense. Since you've already broken through my wards, then let me be honest with you. I was sent here by the Psijic Order to survey the area. Some fragments of Numidium in our possession have recently been drawn in a singular direction. Here. So I've been investigating this location. But even the fragment's reaction is gone now. Has anything strange happened here recently? Have you been taking skooma? We've never met, and Numidium is not something either you or I can deal with. Or are you Sheogorath in disguise? No, you don't have the right aura. You shouldn't be messing with drugs. I'm done with my work for today. I'll do some sightseeing in solitude. Compared to Artaeum, Skyrim's scenery is rather rough, but there is a certain rustic beauty to it. If only it wasn't so cold. Oh yes, I wanted to ask, what brings you to this lighthouse? I see. There's no one else here right now, but I hope you meet them again someday. Something about this place makes me feel nostalgic. I miss an old friend too. I wonder if he's doing well. He loved tinkering with machines. Quite a friendly man for an Altmer too. Does the name Romion sound familiar to you at all? He's a Dwemer scholar. If his name comes up in rumors, then he must be active in Dwemer studies. As his former colleague, that gladdens me. When we were still apprentices together, we used to devour the stories about the Vanos siblings and their adventures in Dwemer ruins. I will. Somehow, I truly do feel like I've done something great. I'm going to stay here a little longer, and you're more knowledgeable than I thought. The Dragon Break report shows it varies from person to person. Powerful individuals and those caught in the center of events often retain their memories, but they do not necessarily comprehend them. And memory loss is the best case here. People's eyes may burn out, they may lose limbs, and in the worst case, they could die. This is why the number of missing people rises abnormally when a Dragon Break is corrected. And it's our job to find out what exactly happened. Oh, we've already investigated that. It was a completely unrelated accident. The Imperial, Thalmor, and Solitude Navy were on a joint mission to exterminate a stray pod of Slode. They were shipwrecked in a bad storm. The Atmoran Strait is so rough that it's no wonder the encompassing sea is called the Sea of Ghosts. But it was only a coincidence.